It's no surprise that power is complicated. How can we use different classes in Dungeons & Dragons to understand types of power? When a cleric heals your wounds, what kind of power are they wielding? When it comes to understanding power, one of the best places to look is Dungeons & Dragons. Some of the main Dungeons & Dragons classes are paladins, clerics, fighters, wizards, rangers, rogues, and bards. Each of them wields a different kind of power, and they have different ways of moving about the game and taking actions. Some of the definitions for different types of power are fluid, and how a player metagames may influence their specific character's types of power. So what is power? Power is someone's potential ability to influence other people to take action, follow orders, or to hold beliefs. Sometimes power can enable one person to make other people do things they otherwise wouldn't do. This can be done through social influence, political pressure, or through acts of violence. A good example of a type of power that uses all three of those methods is the kind held by paladins. Paladins have legitimate power. Legitimate power is the authority granted from a formal position in an organization. Paladins are typically given a role of power from their chosen deity, and can occupy a position in a church as well. They are literally assigned power. With this, they can take actions themselves, as well as call others to action. To use this power, a paladin could refer to their own authority and explain how their actions reflect the intentions of that authority. Clerics, however, have reward power. Reward power is the authority to bestow rewards on other people. Clerics are also religiously based and can give people healing or blessings with deific magic. They have the ability to reward people for heroism through blessings and through healing and recovery. A cleric might use reward power by promising that if a certain goal is met, there would be monetary, emotional, or needs-based reward. Fighters have coercive power. Coercive power is the ability to punish or recommend punishment. Fighters are typically combat-based and often brutal and violent. Their typical modus operandi is to go punishment first. Shoot first, ask questions later. Their work is mostly done with threats. Fighters could use coercive power by promising retribution should people not follow their orders and satisfy their goal requirements, and then follow up on it if there's failure. Rangers and wizards have expert power. Rogues also have this power. Expert power is the authority resulting from a leader's special knowledge or skill. Both wizards and rangers are experts in their fields, with deep knowledge of whatever it is they do. Wizards are academics, while rangers are more on the ground and experience-based, and very skilled. Rogues also have many skills, but are more jack-of-all-trades in a lot of cases, which makes them have a lot of generalized authority because they know at least a little bit about almost everything. These archetypes use their power by explaining the facts and the support behind the requested actions and goals, and use their knowledge to propel action. Bards have referent power. Referent power is authority based on personality characteristics that command followers' attention, respect, and admiration so that they want to emulate the leader. Bards are charisma-based, mechanically and conceptually, and can guide people however they see fit. A bard could use their power by speaking to ideals and behaviors that they hold, and ensuring that others know the values of those, inspiring them to act in support of those ideals and behaviors. Legitimate, reward, and coercive power are called hard power because they are all about control. If you do this, I will give or take away that. If you don't do this, the whole authority will know you defied them. They are concrete powers that immediately threaten or promise things, or simply force authority on people, and that makes them almost immovable. Soft power, like expert power and referent power, are explanatory and guiding instead of forcing. That means that they lead people toward success without making them feel like they have no choice. It can make them feel like they want to do something because it makes sense or satisfies some higher level need. These are all real-life types of power, targeting real-life needs. There are a few ways we can respond to power as well. The most common response is compliance, where we go along with whatever we're being pressured to do. Sometimes this makes sense and suits the situation. Other times we do it out of need, because we have no other legitimate choice. At the game table, we shouldn't be acting out of compliance unless we want to. In that case, another response is commitment, where we adopt the leader's viewpoint and carry out the instructions with enthusiasm. This is where we agree with the leader, or like when we are playing a game and we all have the same intent for the session. One last way to respond to power is resistance. Resistance is really important. Sometimes, leaders make decisions that aren't just or ethical, or do things that cause harm. In that case, it's okay, or even encouraged, to resist those actions and decisions. There are a lot of ways to resist misuse of power, but one of the biggest steps is being educated about what a leader should be. And that's why you're here, isn't it? In the next episode, we'll discuss ethics and morality and explain how leaders can take care with their power. Look in the description below or on our Patreon post for links to the sources for our definitions and examples, and for an exercise on power. Share your experiences with the exercise and ask questions about leadership in the comments below. Special thanks to Lauren Pruitt and Kimberly Lamb for sponsoring this episode. Join them in supporting this channel with your pledge at patreon.com/leadingwithclass. Thank you so much for watching. To see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility.